Okay, pop quiz. What do all of these images have in common? They all have blank. A. Waifus. B. OCs. C. Line art. D. Better drip than me? What? Yeah, it's C. All of these artists have amazing line art, but there's just one problem. I don't like doing line art. And for some reason, whenever I used to do it, something just looked off to me. After trying to figure out what I was missing, I realized that I wasn't missing anything. I just hadn't realized I could just rely on my... Yup, that's pretty much it. Bye! Okay, relax. It's not the end of the video just yet. I still have to show you how to skip line art with your sketches, and a bonus tip if you stick around till the very end of the video. But if you don't even know how to sketch, then we should start off with... Typically, when I don't know what to draw, I start to sketch a bunch of vague, random shapes until it begins to look like something. Here are some of my uni drawings as an example. Whenever I had my weekly drawing assignments, I would draw random shapes until it would look recognizable to me. Kind of like when you're looking at clouds on a hot summer day, and you're trying to decipher which one of those clouds looks like a cat, and which one looks like a... Oh wow! Look at that cloud! So keep going in that surrealistic direction until it transforms to something you're happy with. It's a great activity to get those creative juices out. If you don't want to go the Sylvester Stallone route, and you have your own references ready, then you can start by drawing the key parts of your images and slowly refine it until you're happy with it. This is also how people start to develop their stylized methods, is by exaggerating features, proportions, and a whole lot of other stuff. But that's for a different video. So let's erase all of this and move on to, oh, would you look at that? For me, erasing with a nice chunky round eraser is perfect. It cleans up all my messy lines, and it's important for me to occasionally erase parts of my piece so I can get a better grasp of how I want the end result to look like. When rendering, it gets a bit harder for me to remember what I was trying to accomplish if the sketch is all messy. But if you want to improve your speed and confidence while drawing, don't draw with chicken scratches. Trust me, it will save you so much more time. A trick that helped me reduce my chicken scratches was honestly to draw on paper. Like with a pen. Not a pencil, a pen. Or I guess anything permanent. I would do this in my previous jobs when there was literally nothing to do, and I just draw to pass time. It doesn't have to be a whole artwork, maybe just a small sketch a day, and if you're at school, work, or out in public, that's a great place for you to draw your surroundings and practice your hand-eye coordination. Honestly, just draw whatever comes to mind too. And who knows, maybe some of those sketches will be good ideas for future projects. Here are a few of my sketches and what they later evolved, I guess, to be. Drawing with a pen forces you to adapt to the materials that you have because it'll capture all of your mistakes. So you're more inclined to try to get it right the first time, to not fluff up your drawing, instead of taking the safe route and drawing a billion chicken scratches and having it look like a third grader's drawing of a tornado. With this in mind, you should start to draw with bigger and cleaner strokes instead of half-assed, scratchy smaller ones. And since you got nothing to erase now that your lines are cleaner, you just gain the abilities because erasing and drawing like a chicken is still up to you. But don't be so hard on yourself, cause I'm also guilty of doing all the things I told you not to do in this video. Do whatever is easiest for you. So don't like this video. Okay, so this was supposed to be a psychological trick. Please actually like the video. Now here comes a step most people do way later in their art process, but I rather do in the beginning stages. Details. I like to draw as much detail as I can in the sketching phase, so the whole idea or whatever I'm trying to draw is able to be placed on the canvas. I've had so many times where I finish a piece and I forgot to add a key element because I thought I'd do it later. And I didn't do it later. So let's forget about forgetting to do things later and let's try something fancy instead. Although I don't do this, you can still divide sections of your sketch by adding different colors to simplify the coloring stages later on. But when looking for the best color, red is what I use if I want to do some... Yes, okay, I know this video is supposed to be about skipping line art, and it's true. You can still do all of those previous methods to skip it. But hear me out.
Stand down.
If you still want to use line art, then this last part is for those who wanted to hear the bonus tip. So, I don't know what happened recently, but I started to draw with line art again. Yes, even though I said at the beginning that I don't draw with line art. But I'm not sure if this was an obvious thing or if it's like a groundbreaking discovery, but you know when your sketch looks amazing and then you do try to add that line art, but it looks like we have it at home, Neil, and you're wondering what went wrong. It's the brush. It was the brush the whole time. So instead of using your sketching brush to sketch and then choose another brush to do the line art, use the same brush you used to sketch to also draw the line art. This will show that sophisticated but unpolished vibe that make your sketches feel the way they do. And remember, different brushes can totally change the feel of your piece. So if something keeps feeling maybe a bit off to you when you draw, try changing your brushes. Keep in mind that the brush doesn't determine your skill level, it just determines, I guess, the vibes of your piece. But in case you were looking for new brushes or were curious to see which brushes I use, you can check out my Patreon. You can access my videos before I upload, download any of my artworks, and you can download all the brushes I use. It's totally free. The brush pack is a mix of my favorite default ones, my own custom brushes, and my must-haves from amazing artists like Devin L. Kurtz and Mark Brennett. For those of you who don't know, I gave myself a goal this year of releasing 12 tutorials, one each month for the rest of the year. Each tutorial will bring you a step closer to understanding how I draw and how I make my mini OCs. Click this playlist on the screen to see all of my tutorials. These tips were essential in my art progression to draw the way I do. So if you like what you saw and want to also follow my art journey, then please consider liking, subscribing, and checking out my other content, including all of my social media below. It would mean a lot and it would encourage me to keep making more content like this. Anywho, have yourselves a lovely day. Bye! Bro, what are you doing? Click the next video already!